came up with a low-cost, effective way of saving the state hundreds of dollars a year.
I came up with a solution to eliminate the sand from entering their floor drainage system.
I wanted to improve our boiler maintenance here in Jefferson County through the use of our own personnel instead of outside help.
We had 25 plus or minus projects.
We had about 24 projects in Rochester region that came out of the Innovations workshop.
The Innovations program came along just at the right time, I think, when people were really ready for it. And we ended up with over 40 projects from just our region. It's really exciting to be in the middle of all those ideas that are floating around.
Innovation. It can be found anywhere and from anyone. For organizations, it's a method of planned change. For individuals, it's a new way of looking at things and behaving. It begins not with elaborate planning, restructured hierarchies, or even with money. Rather, its starting points are energetic and persistent employees and managers who believe in them.
The people make it work. Being together between management and labor both, putting their heart and souls in these programs and coming up with the best ideas. Cooperation between the two.
This is a look at a special collaboration between the Civil Service Employees Association and the New York State Department of Transportation. A collaboration of energy and ideas to improve public services.
Let me first start out with the nature of my innovation, and that is that it's to deal with the plow trucks and the lift cylinder that lifts the plow up.
The innovation project that I worked on was a public relations project that dealt with public safety awareness.
The results, I think, speak for themselves. We have almost 200 projects that came from the personal involvement of 400 employees, which represent 200 ideas for doing something in the department in a better way.
200 projects that ranged from reorganizing the tool room at a maintenance shop to creating a better way to coordinate training with the arrival of new equipment. From discovering how to protect arrow board light bulbs from breaking to changing mowing patterns to save time and reduce injuries. But how does this approach work in times of tight budgets and employee layoffs?
The conditions got worse. Less people, more pressures because of equipment breakdowns and no budgets and everything. And they came forward with the idea of innovations again. I thought it was going to be, I said, what is this? This is the wrong time for this type of thing, to ask people to do more. And Bill Phillips told us that this is the time to pull together, and this was actually the time to do these type of things.
Innovation is based on very simple ideas, that it's people that make a difference, that with some minimal encouragement, not a lot of money, projects can get launched that improve organizations. At the department, it was our hope that we could find people within the ranks, the men and women who are out fixing the roads and flagging traffic or down, who have ideas for improving things. And that's what happened at the Department of Transportation.
First of all, the origin of the project came from labor, or came from one of our unions, CSEA. And I think that in order for our organization, the Department of Transportation, to become significantly better, we have to do that with the cooperation and participation and full support of labor and management.
Because people listen to my ideas made me feel like they're finally listening to me, you know, as an individual.
I think the answers to most of the problems we solve are in front of us, because it's the employees who are the answers to the problems. I think the range of projects has been pretty remarkable in it, and it reflects the diversity of our staff. The range goes from changing a form or asking that a form be removed to designing an equipment modification that's now gone back to the manufacturer.
We have no major washroom or wash rack, and so as the trucks are washed off, most of the sand is picked up on the floor, but as the water runs towards the drain in the center of the floor, it builds up in here and ends up in the drain and is causing all our problems. And this is the original floor drain, and it's set right in the bottom of the gutter. And it was easily plugged, and it gave no chance for the sand to filter out of the water. This is the solution we come up with to hold the water in the gutter at that level so that the sand can filter out of the water and won't enter the system.
Innovation is more than just having a bright idea. It seems to tap into the range of issues and emotions.
Well, I think innovation means to me and to just about everybody in our shop, it's just the right way to do things. I mean, if you come up with any idea that's better for a way of doing anything, if it's better, then it is the way to do it.
More often than not, the person doing a particular task is the best person to tell you how you can do it better, how you can shorten it.
I really think the people out there are the experts, and they know what the problems are, and probably 9 out of 10 of the solutions could be developed there.
We solved the problem as a group of slowing traffic down on the interstate in a work zone. Yeah, well, the sign itself seems to be working very well. Traffic, I mean, it's given people an idea of how fast they should go at the most, the maximum speed that they should be going through a work site.
The sign post would fit down through here, okay? And if it decided to go crooked or something, well, it can't. And we just simply twist it to where we want it. And normally, we would be holding on to it like this, trying to keep it where we want it. And it's very hard to stay away from him with a hammer, either a pneumatic hammer or a handheld hammer, doing like this.
My partner and I came up with a way of communicating with the motorists as flag people. People don't know what the flag is for. They actually keep going right around you. You hold up your hand and they wave back. They keep going. So what we came up with was a logo stop on one side of the flag and slow on the other side.
Well, these light modules were originally mounted directly to the bottom of the dump body box on the trucks, and when it got hit, of course, it broke it, and the lights fall out and they're ineffective. So what we've done is just mounted them a piece of rubber in between the dump body and the light module, which makes them flex. And the cost saving is incredible.
The innovation workshops far exceeded initial expectations. They were held in 9 regions across the state, and workers in both urban and rural environments participated. The program culminated in a wrap-up retreat to share results and personal learnings.
Some of the ideas are very simple, and sometimes you feel foolish. You say, well, geez, it's just a solution. It may be simple to implement, but it's a great solution. The laborer is just as important as the manager, you know? The guy on the bottom is just as important as the guy on the top. And this type of thing where you all work together on the same level, it shows that.
Not only do they listen, but they understand or try to understand what we're saying to them.
Yeah.
And we shouldn't fear rejection. Well, a couple things we heard yesterday that failed for people. When they talked to other people later on, they found an easier way to have it work, and in the long run, it solved the solution much more easy than they were trying to do it originally.
Right.
It really made a difference because there's a lot of talent out there.
Well, sometimes a combination of ideas sometimes will work out really good, whereas one or two people's ideas doesn't.
That's a great point, because you even learn a lot from failure. You know what I mean? Even if you try an idea and it doesn't work, you'd be surprised how much you'd even learn from that.
But you still need that pat on the back for, even if it's wrong, even if you did it wrong and it didn't work out, you still need that little encouragement, a little pat on the back.
You know what the biggest pat on the back is? When somebody says, geez, that sounds like a good idea, go ahead and do it.
I guess I'd start by picking up on a comment that Paul Taylor made this morning. He said he was glad to see a regional director and some senior managers from the department here this week because they have 8 or 10 ideas a day. What I'm happy to report to all of you is I may have 8 or 10 ideas a day, but I can assure you that they come from the people in the region. I have a couple of original thoughts once in a while, but really it is the ideas from the people in the region that I get talking about.
And DOT employees certainly have ideas. From using pipe racks mounted on the front of a truck to hold road signs, to discovering how an extra battery could run flashers while the engine was shut off. From solving the problems of lifting the hood of a cab for engine repairs,
Front fenders on a truck like that, right?
to figuring out a way to clear out stones from culverts,
Bucket from a crane that we use for cleaning bridges. This is
and more.
And this is the clearance you have to have. Now, when we take it out of the training device, the operator should be able to understand by looking at this cutaway exactly what's going on.
And the changes seem to go much further than the specific project results of saving time and money.
When I saw people coming up front and their faces illuminated not by your lights, but by their pleasure and their sense of achievement and success. And it has been rare to hear people working as a team like that.
People that normally are very quiet, reserved, don't want to get involved, are starting to get involved. I'm seeing some people actually smiling when they come into work. If you can get one person to smile when they come into work, where before they didn't smile, you've succeeded.
The attitudes turned around, and everyone felt part of the system. They felt that they were needed. It was no longer just do as I say, but what are you thinking?
I've seen a change in my coworkers' morale since this project was undertaken. People are a little more self-confident, you know.
We've got a talented, interested group of employees who want to be helpful if we would only construct an environment in which they can be helpful. And that's the commitment that I'm making, that we're going to try the best we can to create that environment.
Labor and management are both quite pleased with the results of this initiative because it works for both rank-and-file members and for upper-level managers.
Oh, absolutely. This is one of the best projects that I've seen that puts union and management together in a very positive note, and hopefully that will continue.
But it didn't happen on its own, and it won't continue without wholehearted support throughout the organization. The future looks promising. Management and labor leaders are committed to offering all DOT employees the opportunity to put their ideas to the test, to be innovators, to lead change by example.
We must follow through with this program and others like it as they come. As the enthusiasm keeps building, we have to keep growing with it.
But if we keep an eye open for how can I improve my part of the organization, my small part, if everyone thinks that way, those things add up and can have a significant positive impact.
Taxpayer ought to think and ought to believe that the people in this agency are doing the best job they can with what they have and are continuously trying to do it better.
We decided to take the system that was put in by the outside contractor out and go back and try to repair our original line, which was broken.
Innovation works. It shows how people from all walks of organizational life, laborers, mechanics, engineers, and secretaries, with a little encouragement and a few new tools, can take simple steps that create change. 1, identifying a procedure or practice on the job that isn't working well. 2, envisioning a better way to do it. And 3, testing out this new approach through a small project. In doing this, the men and women you've seen demonstrate that change is best led by individual example.
I'd just like to say that this innovation program is very valuable. It's not something that should be put on the back burner on the shelf. It's something we can use every day. And use it not just as a one-time thing, but for continuous improvement. Keep doing better, a little better every day.
Because this is where it's at. People thinking, people challenging the system, people willing to have map procedure, burning ceremonies, that kind of thing. I think we're on the verge of some real positive and great change.
I mean, if you come up with any idea that's better for a way of doing anything, if it's better, then it is the way to do it. There's no other way. That is the way. Innovation is the only way.